What up, Russ Practically here, and today Xbox dropped another partner preview. And I didn't even know this one was coming out today. I've gone through and watched it, and it is quite a lot. It was like a 30-minute presentation, but just game after game, kind of like how Nintendo's was earlier. Yeah, so we got a lot to get through. Starting off, we got a game called Unknown 9 Awakening. This is hopefully going to release this coming summer. From what they showed, it seems like an action-adventure game. You're playing this girl who has like a lot of like ghostly powers. She's able to use those powers in combat, and she's actually able to like manipulate like pretty much anything you can think of. You can like take over bodies, you can take over weapons and use them to your own advantage. This game is part of what's known as the Unknown 9 universe. The devs claim it's like a gateway into that universe, so I don't know what that all entails per se. The universe is supposed to span across different media and whatnot. We've seen projects like that kind of not work out all that well, but hopefully the game itself is good. We'll see. And then next they showed off a game called Sleight of Hand. All we got was a cinematic trailer for this, unfortunately. Didn't really give us too much to go off of. Their tagline in the trailer was a hard-boiled third-person stealth game. I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, really. All I can really get for that is that it's a stealth game. In the trailer, she just turned a dude to stone, basically just showing off that she has the power of the heart of the cards. But other than that, though, we don't really have any other information. There wasn't an in-depth interview describing this game, so I guess we'll see more when the time comes. Not even like a date on this game either, so we have to wait and see more on that. The next game was actually very interesting. The Altars All By Myself. Even has like a cool title to it. This, I'm assuming, is like a survival game. So basically, you've crash landed on this planet, and your only hope for survival is to gather resources and operate this mobile base that's on the planet. But you're only one person, so you're not able to manage it by yourself. And here's where the key mechanic comes in. The game revolves around you creating clones of yourself and tasking them with different operations of running the base. The cool thing about this is, basically, each one of these clones is like an alternate timeline version of yourself. These alternate versions of yourself, which, you know, is where the title comes from, is formed out of altering the decisions of the protagonist from the past. Each one of these clones, alternate versions, whatever you want to call them, has led a different life path, and that leads them to not necessarily have the same goals and ambitions and values that your main hero may have, or even any other versions may have. They're each their own individual person, but at the same time, there are so many similarities between you and the rest of them, because you are the same person, but not. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I think it's just really cool. That's about all we know about it. Your goal is to operate the base and get off the planet. We did not get a date on that, nor a window of any kind, so I guess we'll see more later on. Creatures of Ava was up next. This has a 2024 release date. So the way this game was presented was kind of interesting, because in the trailer, it seemed kind of like Power World. Honestly, everybody's comparing Power World to Pokemon. This feels more akin to Power World than Power World is to Pokemon. There were a lot of creatures running around. It seemed like you were taming them and then using them to clear puzzles, and it looked like there was combat in the game and you were going to different villages. It kind of looked like a survival game in a way, mixed with some action and adventuring. But that actually isn't the case, because if you look at the developer interview, the main sticking point of the game is that you're not fighting anybody. There is no violence in this game whatsoever. You're not collecting the creatures, you're saving them. There's an infection that's going across the planet, and your job is to rid everywhere you go of this infection, including all the creatures and the environments and whatnot. The combat essentially wasn't really combat. You are dodging enemy attacks, but you're not fighting back. Your only objective is to clear the corruption that's making all these animals hostile. You do that with your staff and even your food. Like, your way of communication with these animals is apparently dropping flute samples like it's a 2017 rap song. All those skills are used to, like I said, solve puzzles, traverse the environment, and again, reach the end goal of saving the planet. The biggest point in that interview was that this is a non-violent game, which I don't know if that really holds true, because if the animals can beat your ass, I don't know if that's like non-violent, because, you know, violence is being showed towards the player, maybe not the other way around, but I don't know. Anyway, next we got some Roblox DLC, which is actually available right now as of recording this. It is a crossover between Griefville Survive the Nightmare and Chucky, and it seemed like there was some kind of multiplayer battle royale mode. But other than that, I don't really know what to think of it or what to say about it. If you're a fan of those two franchises and you like Roblox, and you got a crossover that combines it all. So There you go. Next, we got The Sinking City 2. This has a release date for 2025, somewhere in there. The trailer itself was a cinematic trailer. We didn't really get any information. All we saw was the hero getting isekai'd by a train. And then he finds himself running from disturbing creatures and a lot of water. That was a trailer. This one had an interview to go along with it. This is a sequel to The Sinking City, but it's also apparently a departure from the original game, which was more of a detective game. This game has more of a focus on horror and combat, which you definitely get the horror aspect in the trailer, not so much the combat aspect. They're not releasing too many details on the story. You do have a new protagonist, and it is set in 1920s America, which is a common setting they like to use for these games, or for their games. Yeah, that's really about it. There was nothing too much more that they shared on this game. Apparently, this is something they've wanted to make for a really long time. The war in Ukraine really set them back, but now they're getting back on track with what they want to do. So hopefully it all works out for them. And yeah, we'll have to wait till, I guess, either later this year or next year for more details on, you know, what this game is actually about. Next, Final Fantasy XIV Online is coming to Xbox, which is kind of crazy to think that this game has been out for, what, over 10 years now, and it's just now coming to Xbox. Like, holy crap, bro. It's getting its full release on Xbox on March 21st. You're able to get a starter edition with Game Pass Ultimate, but there is an open beta available now. How you get into that, I have no idea. I guess you have to check their website and find the details on that. If you're an Xbox only owner and you haven't played Final Fantasy XIV yet, now's your chance to, and you have a lot of catching up to do. You are going to be playing that game for the rest of your life at this point. Hell, I played it when it first came out, and I still haven't gotten through the main game itself, and I'm probably never going to. As much as I'd like to, I'm never going to. It's too much. I'm never going to finish it. I'm never going to catch up nor finish the game. It's out of the cards for me. Next was Stalker Legends of the Zone Trilogy, which is a remastered collection of the first 3 Stalker games, and that is available right now as of recording this. You're able to get the whole trilogy for $40, or you can get each individual one for $20. Now at that point, you might as well just get the trilogy all together, because you're saving $20 in the long run. Each of these games has been reworked to function on console, because these were originally PC games. This was mainly done in order to prepare people for Stalker 2 that's coming out later this year. But nonetheless, if you haven't played Stalker, if you are just like scared of playing on PC, or you just own a console, now's our chance to actually jump in and see what it's all about. Then we got a little look at Monster Jam Showdown. They said it's coming out this year sometime. If you're into the Monster Jam truck scene, it seems like a nice game to try out. And from the looks of it, most if not all the fan favorite trucks are gonna be in the game. There wasn't much to it, just racing and doing tricks in the stadium. Yeah, all right, so I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like this was kind of crazy. Persona 3 Reload is getting an expansion pass. I don't know why I'm like so surprised at this. I really shouldn't be. It just felt weird. I guess maybe because it's like an older game, but it's getting DLC. Granted, the DLC isn't like anything crazy. Wave 1 of the DLC is coming March 12th, and it's just background music from Persona 5 and Persona 4. Wave 2 is coming in May. That brings Velvet costumes as well as background music from the Velvet Room itself. Wave 3 is the big one. Wave 3 is episode Aegis, if I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. But this is a remake of the final chapter in Persona 3. It's getting the same remake love that Reload got. That is releasing sometime in September 2024. If you love Persona 3 Reload, then you're probably happy that there's more stuff to indulge in. And then we got another look at the first Berserker Kazan. This was that action RPG game that we saw a while ago from Nexon. The game still looks pretty cool, except for the frame rate. The frame rate looked like I was watching a stop motion video. Again, they didn't say anything about it. They just showed the gameplay and that was it. If it looks cool enough, do you really need to say much about it? But at the same time, it would help to like still get to know a little bit more about the game. There was no interview with this, just a straight video showing more gameplay. So it looks cool. Still looking forward to that whenever it comes out, but we still need more information on that. Up next, we got another look at Tales of Kenzera Zao, which I'm really glad this game is getting the attention that it is. I don't know, maybe I'm biased a bit because maybe you know. Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. And it is black, 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 and black, black, my thoughts so black. Yeah. This trailer gave us a more in-depth look at the gameplay, mainly the combat and the traversal. The main gameplay revolves around the usage of 2 masks. Each of them gives you different abilities for uses in both combat and traversal. There's an upgrade system in the game, and we also got to see a bit of the personality of the game, and it seems really good. It seems like a lot of care was put into this game. Again, that comes out April 23rd, 2024. So next we got Frostpunk 2, which has a release date of July 25th, 2024. This seems like a strategy game. I'm not familiar with Frostpunk, so I don't really know. They just showed gameplay. There was no one talking to tell us what was going on for those of us that are not in the know already. I'm assuming it's more of what Frostpunk fans love. Let me know if this looked any good to you guys out there, for those of you that are fans of this. Well, there was one thing where it said pre-order and play the beta. I don't know if that means like the beta is out now, and if you pre-order you can play it now, or if there's a beta that's coming. That wasn't really clear. So that's something that needs to be clarified. And lastly, they wrap it up with another look at Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. Now, this was a game that we saw on a Nintendo Direct, or at least I saw it on the Nintendo Direct for the first time. I think it was shown off before that too. It's coming out sometime this year, and we got a little more detail on what the was actually going on in this game. Because last time we saw it, there was a lot of color on the screen. I had no idea what was happening. But this game actually turns out to be a blend between an action game and a strategy game, which is interesting. So the main objective is to protect the maiden and clear the villages in the land of defilement. And essentially the game is broken up into daytime and nighttime. During the day, you're guiding the maiden around, purging the land of small defilement that you come across, as well as saving and recruiting villagers, repairing contraptions and weaponry that you come across. And this is all to prepare for battle, because at nighttime is when the freaks come out. The Seethe, as they call them, invade, and your job is to eliminate them all and purge the gate that they're coming through. And you do this by 1, running around and smacking the shit out of them yourself. Oh my neck! And 2, you command your units to do certain things. You place your units and give them different jobs to do on the battlefield, and you're able to swap that around as the battle is going on. And I found that really interesting. It was nowhere what I thought it was gonna be. I kind of want to get my hands on it. I'm not really a strategy person, but I think the way this mixes that with the action, my eyes are pointing towards this a bit more now than they were before. That was it for the partner preview. It was like 14 games. I wasn't really wowed by anything here. There were a couple of things in here that did look cool. Like I said, Unknown 9 looked pretty cool. The Altars Berserker Kanzan was pretty cool, but again, we saw that already. Same thing with Kunitsugami, although we saw more of it this time around, so I guess I'll count that one as well. Nothing was bad here. I don't think anything like had a bad showing, although again, I'd say Kazan probably had the worst showing here, just off of performance alone. What did you think of this March preview for Xbox? Is there anything here that you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below. I like to read and respond to you guys down there. Oh boy, we got a lot to look forward to in 2024, man. It's crazy. Between all the platforms and just the third parties in general, it's a lot. But it's a good problem to have, right? So with that being said, if you like this video and want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe, like, share the video. Follow me in all social media. You can find links to that in the description box. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm Russ, practically out. Later.